Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. Today, the road brings me to New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm here at the National World War II Museum. Right over my shoulder is a landing craft. Landing crafts like these were used during the D-Day invasion, where troops would be on boats just like this. They would land on the beach and come running out. A lot of them lost their lives. We are going to explore this museum, learn a little bit about what's here, and I'm going to take you with me. But right after this station identification. We're going to hop on the Union Pacific and we're going off to war.
And here's a dog tag for you.
Oh, thank you.
You register that aboard on the train.
We're on the train, pulling out. Oh, I can feel it. It's rumbling in my tail. Everybody's waving for us. Bye.
I landed on D-Day, the 1st Infantry Division, on Omaha Beach. Our Higgins boat hit a sandbar, and we jumped into the water and immediately went in over our heads. We struggled to make it to shore through the relentless gunfire, but all 12 of my men fought hard, and 6 hours later, we safely reached the hills.
When World War II broke out in 1939, the United States was not a great military power. 335,000 service members compared to 850,000 in Japan. Nazi Germany, 3,180,000. I would say we were outnumbered. It's a child's gas mask. And this was handed out as the Children's Crusade for Children penny collection. It's a drive that began in 1939 and concluded on April 22nd, 1940.
The factory doors. Inspiring labor leader Walter Reuther proudly proclaimed.
And this is simulating an assembly line, putting out military jeeps.
Now comes another daunting.
General Motors swung into action.
Victory. Tanks marched.
By 1945, General Motors had produced over $12 billion worth of military goods.
He also realized.
And it wasn't just trucks, jeeps, also guns. They have these suitcases with the soldiers actually talking.
More than 100,000 men, women, and children, all of Japanese ancestry, removed from their homes in the Pacific Coast states to wartime communities established in out-of-the-way places.
We talked to one person that was leaving, and they looked back.
This fellow was a little kid when they moved him out of his house and put him in an internment camp with his parents. V for victory. There's a World War II kitchen. There's an ice pack, air raid precaution services. All these old artifacts. And there's some government cheese in a little wooden box. Tasty crust bread. Look at that wrapper.
All of us, once your uniform for your life, if you have military.
Here is a helmet that was worn by a soldier during D-Day. You see the bullet holes in the helmet. This was POC Joseph K. Barano battle damage helmet on July 26, 1945. During Operation Cobra, Private Barano was hit across the back with shrapnel. Only then did he remove his helmet to see that it had holes in it made by a bullet. But fortunately, it didn't go through and hit him in the head. Here are some photographs from Omaha Beach coming out of the landing craft. Many times the water over their head. And all these obstacles that were on the beach to try to slow them down. This was a glider, and gliders could carry things such as men, but also jeeps. Looks like it's crashed in the woods. Here is an Enigma machine. This is in very good shape. By 1940, British intelligence was able to read much of the Enigma radio traffic. Information gathered from decrypted messages was known by a code name Ultra. This breakthrough enabled the Allies to monitor German troop movements, engage German reactions, killed to Allied activity. This was valuable information during D-Day. This is a 1944 American assault infantryman. Now if you'll look, his rifle looks just like a hunting rifle. Here's a 1944 German infantryman. This is the American Spirit Bridge. It actually goes over the street. And this place is right in the heart of downtown New Orleans. I'm going through this place pretty quick. It is very massive, there's lots of information here. Personal items that was actually, they know who the owners were of some of these things that are in here. I guess we are simulating that we are in a ship, or actually we're on an aircraft carrier. This is the bridge. Hiroshima, after they dropped the bomb on it in Nagasaki. And that's actually what it looked like. A lot of the photography in here is original footage for the National Archives.
We were so young and so stupid, and we had no concept of what war was supposed to be like.
And fear sets in. You
your mouth is dry and your heart is racing and you wonder how you're going to perform.
Here are the leaders. Hiroshima from Japan, Roosevelt, the U.S., Churchill, Great Britain, and Chiang from China. This is Stalin. He was the dictator to the Soviet Union in the 1930s. Of course, Winston Churchill of Great Britain, he was the prime minister, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and of course everybody knows who that guy is.
And now Hitler and Mussolini have declared war on the United States. These aggressors have overrun nations across Europe and Asia and are now casting their eyes on new conquests.
British have landed on Italy's toe and are advancing to meet the Americans. The battle for the Italian peninsula is underway. The good news for the Allies: Italy has surrendered just days prior to the invasion. The bad: Hitler had poured massive reinforcements into Italy. And to lead them, he is...
This is a site for a chemical mortar or chemical mortar shell that would hold deadly chemicals. And I'll show you the mortar now.
Advances of but a few yards come at a staggering toll.
Some flight crew gear, jacket, lamb's wool, parachute, lamb's wool pants. Because flying at the high altitudes, this was before heaters and planes, it was very cold.
American P-51 Mustang fighters reach the formation and tear into the German NE-109s in one of the greatest dogfights of World War II.
And as they advance, enemy positions are captured and begin to fall front.
These are personal effects found on the battlefield. Cigarettes, toothbrush, mirror, soap, K rations or C rations. It's snowing in Germany.
First reports are coming in from Belgium. A surprise German attack has broken through the American lines, and the casualties are mounting into the thousands. Thousands more have been taken prisoner. We have a lot of wounded. Our guys are suffering from frostbite and trench foot.
We've been caught flat-footed. It should have occurred to us that Hitler might do something crazy and desperate.
5 days later, German General Alfred Jodl meets with military leaders from the United States and United Kingdom and signs a document of unconditional surrender to all the Allied powers. The war in Europe is over. Allied soldiers, relieved, celebrate the end of the killing.
Here's a quote by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He made on February 12, 1943. We have faith that the future generations will know here, in the middle of the 20th century, there came a time when men of goodwill found a way to unite and produce and fight to destroy the forces of ignorance and intolerance and slavery and war. You get an idea how big this place is. It is huge. And they're still building on. A bronze statue of Anne Frank. She said, "Sometimes this terrible war will be over. Surely the time will come when we are people again, and not just Jews." Anne Frank, the 11th of April, 1944. As you probably could tell, that stuff tears me up a bit, even though it happened way before our time. It's hard to believe that some people can be so inhuman. This bronze statue memorial is entitled, "Lest We Forget the Mission." Lest we forget what these young men went through so that we can be free today. That's going to do it for our trip to New Orleans, Louisiana, to the National World War II Museum. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was very informative and very emotional. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to share with your family and friends. And until next time, y'all have a good day.